I don't normally do. So what I've done is I've got some beef mince here, which is going to bring all the things back into balance and create some sort of...
All the things you like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Create some sort of equilibrium. Now what I'm going to do is take this meat out of the packet, and to make things even more equal, because I'm the one usually doing the meat, I'm going to get you to do the meat. So I've popped it into the bowl there, and what I'm going to do, Rosie, is put some salt in there. Plenty of salt goes in there. Salt loves meat, meat loves salt. The two go together. Can you say that yourself? Can you say...
Meat loves salt, salt loves meat.
That's the way you do it. Now I'm going to put some olive oil in there, some extra virgin olive oil, give it lovely flavour. About 2 or 3 tablespoons go in there. Now what I'm going to do is get everything going into the pot here, and you can see I'm using a really nice pot. It's a heavy enamel. It's going to hold up to a beautiful dish like this biryani, and I'm going to cook it on the stove with the lid on, so it's going to hold up beautifully. Now I've got an onion here. What I'm going to do is dice this nice and fine. You could have a red onion, a white onion, a brown onion, a green onion. Probably they're not as good, are they? But we've got these green onions here, these scallions. You could use these as well. Now my pot is really hot, and you can see I'm using a heavy base pot. It's really important because what I want to do is get a whole lot of things happening in here, and I want the heat to stay in it. Now in here I've got some extra virgin olive oil, lots of that. About 1/4 cup is what you want in there. And what I'm going to do is add the onion and the garlic straight to the pot. Hear that sizzle? Now that's what I'm talking about. That's what you want to hear. You want to hear some action going on in there. And I've also got this, which is ghee. And what they do is they separate the fat part of the butter to the milk solids, and they leave us with the fat part, which is the good part. Apparently this is really, really good for you as well. There we go.
Moderation, yeah.
It's what the subcontinent uses so much when they cook. Ghee gives it a lot of flavour. And you can see that we haven't lost any heat at all, which is really, really important. You want to get this going really quickly. But what I'm going to do is something that I like is some curry leaves. Can you smell it?
Yeah.
As soon as you add the curry leaves, you get this beautiful, beautiful smell.
Lovely.
There we go. In they go. And you also get that little bit of a pop as well. And what I'm going to do is stir that in just a little bit, and I'll start adding my dried spices.
All right.
Now, I love fenugrec because it gives it a lovely flavour, but I also know it's got some nutritional something
It
around
does indeed. It's very good for water retention and also a little bit of libido.
So you can have fun with fenugrec. I love that one. There we go. I've got some fennel seeds as well. They go in there as well. And some turmeric, about a tablespoon of
Lovely.
turmeric.
Now I need to stop you there because turmeric is one of the most wonderful anti-inflammatories, and if you are in a bit of pain, so your joints are quite, arthritic, it is the most wonderful thing for reduction of pain. So I can't stress that enough.
So I can cut my hand off here, have a bit of turmeric, and I wouldn't feel a bit.
Nothing of turmeric shot when it's all out.
Oh my goodness, there we go. Now stir in some cumin powder as well. And you can smell all these spices coming together. They do smell nice. Now what I'm going to do is pop the meat in here like that and break it up as we go along and get it cooking. Now I'm going to add the rice, and I've got 3 cups of brown rice, and it's important you get the ratio right. So 6 cups of stock or water. And what I'm going to do is add some nuts. I've got some pistachio nuts here and some almonds. They go in as well. Rosie, throw in those herbs. You want to mix them in nicely. There we go. Get everything incorporated. And what I'm going to do is add the stock, which across you there. And the stock should almost come to the boil straight away. I'm using hot stock. You could use water. You could use any sort of stock. You can hear that's about to come to the boil. Now what I'm going to do is add the saffron. What I want to do is have that saffron sitting on top or bleeding through it as it cooks. Just give that a little bit of a stir. Now what I need to do is pop the lid on, turn that down. It's going to take about 35 minutes to 40 minutes. Nice and low as low as you can get it. And then once it's finished, what you do is don't take the lid off it. Just turn it off and let it sit there for 5 to 10 minutes just to fester and get everything steaming beautifully. We'll take the lid off and we will get stuck into it.
Wow, that's impressive, huh?
Have a look at that. It looks gorgeous. The colour's in there. And the brown rice is something that...
It's soaked up beautifully as well, isn't it?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is just pour it onto the plate here. And that is a decent sized portion. It's amazing how filling this is. A little bit of coriander on top to give it some colour, some spring onion, and I'm just going to
have a little try. I can still smell those curry leaves. They're just gorgeous, aren't they?
Now, the curry leaves have got a strong smell when you're cooking with them, but they really give it a great flavour as well, which is what I like about it. I would have to say this is a cracker of a dish.
And I think you could feed the whole village with that pot.